Hello and welcome to Big Nem Numismatics. Today I have a few cool purchases, some Rattlers, some PCI toners, and some numismatic tangential objects, I guess you want to call. But first off, we're going to start with the PCI toners. So when these were first slabbed, you can see that PCI called them 100% white. And over time, the label and the gasket itself cause these to tone, and these really nice concentric rings. These go all over the place depending on how vibrant the toning is, how many layers there are. These are probably, this one's probably around 125 is what I'm going to sell it at. And this one's probably near 100 just because of the blotch, I guess you want to call it. But these get really, really vibrant. You know, something to look up on eBay or something to see the really, really bright ones. I also got this 1884 Morgan. You know, just a common Morgan. Nothing special, but it was in an NGC fatty, so of course I had to buy it. Don't know why my mind does these things. Also got some raw coins. This is an 1876 3-cent nickel. And these are fairly hard to get in both proof and mint state. And a lot of the 3-cent nickels, you know, 3-cent nickels, shield nickels, all in these 1870s era, they both look extremely similar from the proof to MS. And especially with something like this, where you can see the fins, you can see the sharp upright part. You know, usually that's a telltale sign for proofs in other series, but with these 1870s proofs, it's incredibly difficult because both MS and proof have those. And they use the same dies. In this low of grade, it's about the same price, so not a whole lot of incentive for it to be either, but pretty decent coin overall. I think the mintage is like 100 and some thousand for mint state and a few thousand for proof. Next is this 1878 Morgan dollar. I grade it AU55. Now this is an 8-tailed feathers, so this was one of the first Morgans off the press. A lot of luster left, just a tad bit of wear. Some wear hairlines, I guess you'd call it. But these are really popular. This isn't a very special VAM. VAM 9 was the very first Morgans struck. Those have some polishing lines in some places where you can hardly see. But overall, that's probably like a $150 coin. Next, we're getting into the Rattlers. And before I get in these, if you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing. So first off, I have this 1889 MS61. And for those of you who are keen on cert numbers, this is a rather early one. The first ones are 108. So 111 isn't too far off. But, you know, I don't have any problem calling this a 61. It's not particularly nice. It's not terribly bad either, but definitely some intruding marks, I guess you'd call it. Next is actually quite a hard coin to get. And again, earlier cert number, but doesn't matter a whole lot. This one doesn't have very deep marks, but it does have a lot of chatter. Good look to it. It's I was surprised to see how much these were selling for. It was like $135 to $150 in Rattlers. So that was a nice bonus. I'm going to break up the Morgan dollar train with this V-nickel, 1898. I really like V-nickels, in high grades especially. High grade proofs, high grade MS. They're just so hard to get in MS65 and above. But this one's pretty decent. You know, I wouldn't call it a 5. There's a huge jump in 5. This is about a $450 coin in a Rattler, 400 to 450. And in MS65, this is about a $1,200 coin. So huge jump. Decent coin. Really new Rattler, not a whole lot of nicks and stuff. So that's nice. Back to Morgan's. We have this 1881S. Real nice die polish. Really flashy early San Francisco luster. Cheek is pretty decent. You can see just a few marks. But overall, nothing incredibly that catches your eye. I can't for the life of me think of the word. There are some plastic bits from the Rattler holder itself on the coin on the reavers, if you can see over here, which is a bit annoying, especially since the coin is actually really nice. But you know, it'll be hard to say if this would actually gold cack. I'd be inclined to say no. But worse coins have definitely gotten this sticker. And last Rattler of the bunch is this, I'll hide the grade for now. Another 81S. Similar surfaces to the last one. I definitely think the last one should be a 5. This one's solid as a 5 as well. Really flashy. Has some really nice crescent toning. Hoping that comes up well in the video. But it's got a nice, like a turquoise to a pink to a yellow to like a gray blue. And then it repeats. Really flashy coin. Somehow the label must have been put in some sort of mud or something, you know, basement, and so, you know, poor man's white label. But MS65 CAC, really nice coin overall. Not a whole lot of Rattlers left with this type of crescent toning, so very pleased indeed with this one. And finally, to wrap things up, I was able to purchase some political pins. For those who don't know, William Jennings Bryan on this ticket was part of the Free Silver movement. That's where you'll see the Bryan money, the giant silver coins made to make fun of him. And he was really responsible for a lot of the Morgan dollars continuing to be struck, especially his earlier days. Him and Senator Allison and Bland. And McKinley is a decent president overall. Too bad he got shot. And also, Bryan again against Taft in 1908. So, pretty neat overall. Would definitely be pretty cool to have this with a Bryan dollar. And overall, I'm going to say my favorite coin of this bunch has to be this one, just because the crescent toner is pretty neat. In terms of quality, I'd actually take this over this, but hard to say. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you made it this far, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your night.